Hi there, really quick, it's just your DM from the future here. Ederwither is just a game I run for my friends. We didn't record every session, we just kind of recorded some for fun. And even a lot of the ones we did record, I didn't manage to archive. So this particular session was recorded about a year ago. It's the third session of the campaign. If you're following along from the video I put up 8 months ago, um, the only thing you missed in session 2 was that Big Cluck Chicken Man took us and the other survivors on his boat. The Henny Pen, we encountered two evil trees called Crickalos, and this monster called a Slitcher, which is like this living cage of flesh with arms and legs made by a dark wizard to kidnap children, and the Slitcher almost managed to steal away one of the half-elven triplets. We defeated it and saved the day. Anyway, we're picking up from there. Roll clip.
I have also repaired my guitar to at least playable status, but
Yeah.
let's just assume that my guitar is slightly, ever so slightly more darkened.
It's got some personality. It's got some personality to it.
It's got a story to it.
Yes.
Yeah. a new one on top of all the old ones. Okay. So, Kobo, you wake up. I imagine you slept in the ship's hold. Tilly, the girl you saved from the Slitcher, one of the half-elven triplets, she's wrapped her kind of like around your arm and she's just kind of sleeping. The other villagers appear to be mostly up, aside from the other two girls. Were are the rest of you asleep at all in the hold, or are you already up?
I think we were gonna take watches, weren't we? I don't remember. I think.
Oh, I can't hear you, Phoenix. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Well, we'll say that you guys are
is
already
that a
up
Luke
on
thing,
deck.
maybe?
Oh wait, I think
Can you
I
hear me?
disconnected. That must be what
Yeah,
it is.
it's a
'Cause I
Luke
can't
thing.
hear-
Oh, okay. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I disconnected. I was like, wow, it's deafeningly quiet. Like, and then I was like, what did I say? And it's like, wait, it's just my. Okay.
Did we take watches? I mean, the rest is over. I have no idea. Just roll with it.
Yeah. We're assuming there were night watches, but you're all rested.
I can
it's
rest
cool.
and take watch at the same time.
Yeah, we're just assuming that's kind of all taken care of. It all kind of adds up to a long rest. We're not worrying about it too much.
I just prop myself against Forger.
So you just spent the night out on the deck with him?
Yeah, it's grabbed a
Forger just
grab a
goes
jacket or
into
something.
a motionless state and just kind of stands against part of the ship, and I can still hear and see as normal, but I just stand there for 6 hours without moving to get my
Totally.
rest.
Yeah, you just did that all through the night. Adriel, Eris, did you guys sleep in the hold?
I think Eris might, given the situation. Well, you know what? She's probably sleeping on top with her umbrella shading over her so the sunlight doesn't hit her eyes.
I like it, yeah. Well, I mean, we're assuming you guys rested in the night. You guys only fought, last session was half the night, so you guys kind of rested through the other half
and
of
her
the
head's kind of tilted towards the bat, like a little pillow.
Right. Aw, that's adorable. Okay, and Adriel, did you sleep on deck or in the hold?
I'm in the hole, probably, yeah.
Okay, so Kobo, you wake up, and Adriel, we're going to say you wake up at the same moment. What do you guys do?
I'm still sore. How are you feeling?
I'm alright, I've been better, but... And he's just sort of washing off his gauntlet, making sure everything is clean.
Tilly is kind of stirs next to you, Kobo, and she kind of stretches. Oh, morning, Larry.
It's Kobo, but yeah, you can call me Larry.
Right, it's Kobo, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you sleep well?
Well, after you guys took me back to the ship, yeah.
Well, I imagine so. Are you feeling okay?
My dress is torn, and she kind of turns sideways because there's a big tear in her dress because, Adriel, you almost skewered her last night, remember, when she was in the Slitcher?
Oh god, that's right.
Yeah, and you crit failed, and sword went through the bars.
You know what? It's gonna be hard with the gauntlet. Can he tear off some of his cloak and try to sew?
Sew a patch on?
Yeah.
I would love for you to try that. I'm gonna think about what skill. This is gonna be sleight of hand totally,
Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
I don't even care if you have a needle because I think this is great.
I don't
Do
have
it.
a needle.
You do now. All right, roll me sleight of
Oh,
hand.
I accidentally did religion. I clicked the wrong button. Ignore that roll.
You pray really hard first.
Oh no! Why?
Okay. Okay, so Adriel, you're officially bad with children.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to? Are you trying to sew while she's still wearing the dress? You're gonna
Maybe
stab
this
her
is
again.
why
Stop.
his son ran away.
I think I got pricked. Ow.
I think maybe you should not try to fix her dress until we have a
He
chance
just
to get it off of her,
awkwardly, like,
and she has something else to
stays
wear.
away
Okay.
from her.
Ow.
He just runs out the door awkwardly.
Just run out the hold. Ow. I think I'm bleeding a little bit.
Oh,
She's like a
no.
little pricked. It's okay. Ow. I think he tore it more.
Did she run up onto deck?
Yes. Yes. You see a very flustered Adriel run out on top of the deck. Big Cluck Chicken Man turns. Ah! Wing brother! You have awoken for another day of adventure! You have awoken, haven't you? Is he like not okay until he gets his coffee?
No, he's fine. He's just like face palming. He just feels so awkward, and he just slow nods, like, "Yeah, buddy."
Yeah, big-
Like,
Well, where we're going, there will be fine beverages for everyone. The halls of the Wood King.
oh,
The only seat of
actually,
luxury in these woods.
do you happen to know anything more about the creatures we might run into? I figured we can gather your expertise, since you know so much about them.
Oh, well, there's lots of monsters in these woods these days. The Wood King, he tries his best, but nobody's who they used to be. I've got this crick here on my shoulder, and if I turn just right, I can make it click, and I can play a song just clicking with my shoulder. It's amazing. Were you going to say something, Elian?
Oh, sorry, it just seemed like Adriel was a bit. Excuse me. Good morning. It seemed
Good
like
morning
Adriel
to
was a
you,
bit
young lad.
Flustered. You okay?
He just like slow nods and just like
Of
Yeah.
course he's okay.
All right.
I'd like to think that all this going on just wakes Eris up.
Totally. You hear Big
And
Cluck
she
Chicken Man being very loud.
And she gets up. She looks very disgusted by the sunlight. It's so bright for her, and she just
Yeah.
puts her parasol a little bit closer, and she's just like, "What's going on?"
Oh, well, we're all waking up, heading off to the halls of the Wood King. We're getting quite close, you know.
Oh, we are.
Well, sort of, yeah. Should be just down the stream a little ways.
Is
Someone-
do we have anything to eat for
I
breakfast?
was just going to say that, my boy. I'm glad you asked. The Henny Pen does not have a kitchen, unfortunately. I couldn't afford a boat with a kitchen because my brother needed help with his dumb house. But, however, please, Big Cluck Chicken Man, I just need to make the payment. Fine, I'll just get a smaller boat, whatever. But I'm sure we have something here. Edible?
Forger,
that won't be a
didn't
problem.
the children bring baskets of food?
Oh, yes, from the inn. Wasn't when you guys
Oh,
came here,
right.
I mean. There was food brought by the villagers, at least. I don't know if there's enough to go around. Let me see what I have on me. I've got, oh, yes. I have free samples for cosmetics if anyone needs those. Have some liquid pain. Bottle of antidote, my sword, the love tonight, my heavy crossbow bolt. No, okay, I don't have any food. But they might have some food there at the Wood King's. He's very hospitable.
That's good. But
Would you like to hold my sword?
I guess we did get some food to go, huh?
Yes, I believe there might be some food wherever the villagers are over there on the other end of the boat if you want to go talk to them. I don't know why I felt the need to point that out.
Yeah, I'll go down and I'll.
Okay, you see the stable master, the lady. Oh, the stable master is the guy, the grandpa, Old Man Weaver, and you see old Mrs. Hopkins, the innkeeper, and Penny's there, and Human Person's there as well.
Good morning.
Old Man Weaver just goes,
Okay, well, we had some of that food to go yesterday.
Innkeeper
that
kind of
still
turns
around?
around. Yeah, it's around. I guess you want me to play innkeeper even out here, hmm?
Well, I thought we'd all share.
Oh, yes, I thought we'd all share. Yeah, well, just sit around in a circle and make friendship bracelets. Okay, she muttering, she goes downstairs. Kobo, you see the innkeeper kind of come tramping down, kind of grumpy old lady, and she kind of goes over and she starts preparing this kind of slapdash meal. There's not really much to prepare with. There's just kind of like the sacks of food they brought from the inn, and they're just kind of slapping it together. She's just kind of slapping it together.
I take it I have come up from the hold then.
Oh, she just went down to the hold. That's where the food was.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Hi, Tilly and I have had a pretty hard night, but I'm pretty hungry and very motivated to help. Is there anything I can do to help you getting food ready?
So finally, somebody with manners. Yes, please, help me out here. So,
what can I do for you?
We don't have plates, so figure out. Divide it into piles, I guess. We gotta get it up to the people. Everybody wants to share. Can you believe I ran that business for 25 years and now, nothing?
I can believe it.
That's life. It's life for you. She's gonna start ferrying food up to everyone up on deck. And, yeah.
Is Tilly inclined to help, by the way?
Yes. Tilly tries to help you, just kind of quietly, kind of sneaks up behind you and starts trying to quietly arrange the food. She actually seems to have quite a culinary flair. She's doing the nice little arrangements on the food and stuff. Putting a little garnish on top and just kind of improvising with what's there.
Thank you. You're better at this than I am.
Yeah, Grandpa always has us cook.
Don't say you're just doing nothing here. I know that this is not a fun journey, but you've been You've been helping out too.
Yeah, I mean, we try. I try. I don't know where my sisters are. They must be up on deck.
Yeah, I think they are. You're headed up there next with some food, right?
Yeah, I'll take this to somebody.
All right.
Yeah. She carries it up. She's kind of got like the tear in her dress held closed in one hand, and then she's got kind of this little like arrangement of food. She found it's just kind of arrangement of food. She carries it up deck and she brings it over to Elian, and she just kind of sits it down there and just kind of smiles at him.
Thank you very much. Did your dress get torn?
Just a little. She looks a little embarrassed. Thank you for your help last night. I didn't know you could do magic.
There's a lot of things I can't do, but that's something I learned.
There's a lot of
my
things
parents.
everybody can do. Oh, you learned it from your parents? That must be nice. What were they like?
They were pretty nice. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. I lost my parents a while.
Eris might kind of creep in on that.
Oh.
You both lost your parents, huh?
Yeah. It's like, yeah. About 30 years ago, I guess, when Draymond Deathmaker, when he came across the land and he killed all the humans, they killed my parents too.
And she crouches down.
I come up from the hold and I'm listening in from the side here.
Yeah. Well, okay, I wasn't 30 years. The DM is messing up timelines.
I was wondering, like, 30 years old is
I messed that up.
But Eris just crouches down and she says, I lost my parents when I was 5 years old.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're all orphans together then.
Yeah.
My
I
parents
think
are alive, but I don't spend any time near them. That's for certain.
Oh,
what a shame.
that's a shame.
It's better this way. You wouldn't want to see my parents.
Oh,
I'm sure they loved you. Maybe.
Uh, these scars didn't come from nothing, but that's a tale told
Oh.
some other time.
Guy, I'm assuming that was
Sorry.
by accident.
Yeah, that was by accident.
Okay.
Time to make things go terribly wrong.
I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were basically an orphan, Larry. I mean, if they didn't love you, then you didn't really have parents, did you?
They had a very violent way of showing their love.
Oh, that's
I-
not really love at all, then.
I decided to leave them. They would probably prefer I came back and showed their family line honor, but their idea of what makes a good last name and mine are two different things.
Yeah, yeah. Your last name's the Lizard. That's much better.
I'm okay with that. I think I can stand that.
Background,
So-
big click chicken man. Oh, go ahead.
While this conversation is going on, Elian hasn't touched his food yet. He's instead flipping through his little book and doing a little bit of reading. And then after a few minutes, he closes his book and says, Tilly, just come over
Yeah?
here for a second.
Yes.
Let me see,
Flashes a little
that
bit.
tear.
Okay. What are you
And-
gonna do with it?
And Elian gently holds the tear and speaks a little incantation and casts mending on it, and the tear sews itself back together. All the fibers rejoin.
You did magic. Thank you. That was really sweet of you.
And she lingers for slightly too long, just smiling at you, like not sure how to thank you.
You brought me breakfast, so this is, thank you.
You're welcome.
And she just kind of hurries off. Human person's gonna sidle up to Adriel because that's his favorite.
Hey, friend. There are eggs this morning.
He pats him on the head.
Do you like eggs? We have a lot of eggs this morning.
He also just nods and doesn't say anything.
You have wings, huh? You like the sky?
I suppose so.
I'm a piece of sky.
What?
Friendship, friendship, friendship.
He just starts singing there, swaying back and forth.
Yeah, he just gives him like a light smile. He feels kind of bad for this guy. He seems so lonely.
The boat kind of rounds a bend as the stream gets both sort of narrower and shallower. And Big Pluck Chicken Man goes, "Look forth! The Rim Sword! We have arrived!"
The what?
The Rim Sword! The very doorstep of the Wood King. By the way, is Ammon supposed to be on mute? Does he know he's on mute? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
from him.
I'm just hanging out listening.
Okay, cool. No worries. I couldn't remember if I'd call on you yet. Go ahead, Elian.
That wasn't saying anything more.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Come, we must find mooring! And he flaps his wings, lands in the shallows, and he kind of drops the anchor down that he brought up with him. We are finally arrived at our destination. And safely, too. And he kind of glares slightly at Kobo.
Yeah.
Does anyone want help getting out of the boat? I can carry you if you want. I don't have a gangplank. I'm not a millionaire.
Um, sure, please.
All right. I like your gumption, lad. Do you prefer shoulders or arms?
I guess under the arms.
All right, lad. He just kind of picks you up under your armpits, and then and he carries you off the deck down onto this kind of dry stretch of grassy ground in the midst of this very thick wood. At the far end of this kind of clearing, there's kind of an impenetrable wall of tightly entangled trees, all the trunks crammed up against each other, all the branches intertwined. So it's like this kind of weird wall at the edge of the clearing.
If he comes back, Eris might take him up on the offer.
Okay, he comes back. Anyone else? Any other takers?
Here. Yes.
Oh, do you prefer shoulders or arms?
Shoulders.
All right, get on my back.
Right?
And the wings may flap a bit in your face, but it should be fine.
While he's gone, is there anyone else who can help me get off of this boat without having to ride on that chicken?
Well, you could jump if you like. The water's deep enough.
Okay. So I do, because I don't care. I'm a lizard folk.
Okay.
Yeah, lizard folk are good at swimming, generally.
Yep.
Forger will also just walk off the side of the boat.
You just kind of drop. Tilly kind of looks around, and she finds Nilly and Maisie, her sisters, and they all kind of go up to Adriel because they're just kind of looking around trying to figure out. And they go up to Adriel and they're just like, because they don't see Kobo there, and they go, "Could you help us down?"
Are you alright, that's fine. He's trying to be super careful, and he's so scared of messing up this small task, and he tries to pick them up.
I'm gonna make you roll strength for this. I'm gonna be mean.
No, go for it. It's so funny.
Yeah. Roll strength.
Sorry, it's being a little slow. There you go.
Yeah, no worries.
Meanwhile, I am headed to the edge of
he
the
is
forest
just
because I have
really
fear.
bad at everything.
Okay, so are you trying to pick them all up at once or just one of them?
Just one at a time.
Okay, so you got to pick up Tilly, who's kind of trying to extend this peace offering to you a little bit, and you pick her up kind of under the armpits, and she kind of like slips, and you almost drop her. You almost dropped me, and then you manage to carry her very gingerly over onto the clearing. You set her down like she's about gonna break, and just like
Just a mini heart attack after every simple thing he does.
Thank you, Mr.
My name's Adriel. Sorry. And he's gonna call Forger over to help with the rest of the children because he is so scared of dropping them.
All right, Forger, he calls you over.
Do you require assistance?
Is there any chance you could carefully, help them down?
Maisie looks over the edge and goes, "Are you going to be able to catch us, or are you coming back up to carry us?"
How far is the drop?
It's like, maybe like 7 feet. It's not far.
I can catch you.
Okay. I don't even know how he works. Nilly, the one in the dark jacket, just goes, "All right, well, if I break my neck, you're carrying me the rest of the way." And she jumps towards your arms. Roll me either a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, I am not good at either of these.
Yep, you catch her easily.
Okay, that works.
Oh, my neck isn't broken. And she gets down. And roll me another for Maisie. Yeah, it's Maisie. Maisie's the other one.
Better.
You catch her like, wow. Are you really made of metal? That was so soft. And she set her down.
I was very well constructed.
Really? Who built you?
I don't remember.
Oh. Well, that's kind of a shame. Maybe you'll find out. And then the rest of the villagers kind of follow suit. Human person falls a little more slowly than he looks like he ought to, like a little Mary Poppins, but minus the umbrella. Like he still drops, but like it doesn't. The physics aren't there. Yeah, now we're jumping. It's fun. All right, and you are all standing now on the clearing with the villagers, and just ahead of you, you see that big, impenetrable wall of entangled trees. One of you went over to it. Who was that?
That was me. That was me.
Okay,
Because I
Kobo.
wanted to guard the edge. I didn't want
Gotcha.
anyone to get hurt.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're standing by this wall of impenetrable trees, kind of facing into the forest, and Big Cluck Chicken Man walks up alongside you. Here we are, the Rim Sword. Wood King's a very hospitable chap. Don't worry, I've been here before. I know the secret knot. And he starts kind of scanning through the tree trunks of this wall, and he finds this little knot, and he pushes it, and it ding dong. It rings like a doorbell. And then kind of growing up out of the wall, you see this kind of tree-ish, scrawny, somewhat adolescent teenage figure. He's got kind of warts in his bark like acne. And he's got kind of one of those hats that, like, you know, like a ticket taker at a theater would wear. He just kind of grows up out of the side of the wall and goes, "Yes, hello? Oh, you!" He turns to Big Cluck Chicken Man. "Hey, you're not allowed back here after last time." He turns and goes, "What the? Larry the Lizard, what are you doing here?" I think
I'm here to see the Woodland King. What did this guy do?
That's Big Cluck Chicken Man. He's an idiot. We don't allow. He's on the blacklist. He's not. He's on my list. I can't let him in here. Also,
We could
you can't
agree
just-
to the first
Does-
part,
does,
but
Could I
Oh,
perhaps persuade you to allow me to be to escort him under my supervision?
No, he's on the blacklist. Eris, what were you saying?
she was just mockingly saying, "Well, we can agree to the first part." Maybe she's going to use she's going to try to convince him. Say, "Listen,
Okay,
we're lost
are you
in
trying to
this area. We just need a little guidance."
well,
If
you're
you'd be
already
so
at the
kind.
destination.
Maybe using a little bit of charm.
Okay, do you want to roll persuasion to try to convince to let? You're trying to bring in Big. Are you trying to convince him to let you in, or are you trying to convince him to let Big Cluck Chicken Man in?
Big Cluck Chicken.
Okay, roll
And she's
persuasion.
going to try charming.
Okay.
I mean, if I couldn't do it, I don't.
Is that a spell?
I did some pretty high persuasion, so if I can't get him through, I don't know what it
So,
is.
what would that be for charming?
Oh, to charm someone? If you, I think either you would have a certain spell, or you just roll persuasion to try to convince him.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't have like a spell that makes people, nope, it's the exact same. Listen, lady, I don't know who you are. Who do you think you are? This is the secret hall of the Wood King. You know what, Big Cluck Chicken Man? I don't appreciate you telling everyone where the secret hall of the Wood King is. It's really rude. Who are you, lady?
Well, who are you?
My name is Gimme Branswiggle. I'm the last gate warden. There used to be a lot, but there were budget cuts, so I'm the single gate warden of the halls of the Wood King. It's a
Well,
very important job.
We have business here, apparently.
well-
I do have to agree with you. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have a really good reason to be here. And I glower at Big Cluck Chicken Man. Trust me, I take no joy in being in the company of this chicken. But
Well, if I... Oh, go there. You're still talking.
But I must impress upon you, I must meet with the Wood King. It is very important to me. Would you please let us come in?
Listen, kid. We get lots of people here, the girls and stuff. They want to see the Wood King and have him sign their little books, and I get it. But, like, this is not a publicity day. We're not doing that. We run specials on that. If you run, like, a raffle, then we like this. Okay, who are you? I don't know any of your names. Who are you people? Do you have
You
like,
already know me. I'm Larry the Lizard.
Yeah, you're very delicious. I know you're very amusing. But who's this lady?
Oh. Oh, Eris. My name is Eris.
Eris who?
Oh. Gale Mist.
Oh, Eris Gale Mist. But why did you say so? You're the Underqueen. You're with the Underqueen. You're the Underqueen's daughter, aren't you?
And she just does the fan and, like, waves it in agreement, sort of.
You were the, I know you. I think I have to let you in because that dumb treaty with you stupid hole dwelling. I'm not allowed to use those words anymore. I got in trouble with HR. Who else? Which of you are coming in? I gotta clear every single one of you.
It would be nice if we could all come in. It's really pretty important.
Who are you?
I'm Alien Goddard. Of the
Alien
Goddard family.
God. I don't know that name at all. Are you with Eris?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Yes,
it's
I am.
you. Who? Is that a warforged back there?
They all are
he's
with
also
me.
he's accompanying me along. He's yes. We're all with Eris.
I am
What's the-
Forger, and I have a delivery for the Wood King.
Wait a minute. I was told to watch out for a warforged named Forger. How do I know you're not stealing his identity? Because like any warforged could come in here and be like, I'm Forger, and then walk in and cut down all of the cortex. So you better have some. You gotta give me. Are you with Eris? Is that what this is?
I mean, we have all been traveling together, but I will take
I
the
don't-
package out of my bag and show it.
Oh, he's got a box. What was that?
It's the Wood Princess's wedding ring.
I just see a. Do you open it?
I will open it, but not like hand it over or anything.
Right. Oh, he almost chokes. Oh, you are Forger. Okay.
Yes.
Then I guess I
that's
have
what
to let you
said.
in.
Thank you.
Okay. But he's staying out here. He points at the chicken, the big cluck chicken man. He's not allowed in. I know that. The rest of you can come, but and also, who's the hooded guy? Whom I'm personally kind of walks up. Hi, it's the trees talking. You're not bringing him in, are you?
Forger just shrugs.
I don't want any underworld goons in here. Okay.
Hey!
Well, you're not the exception. You're like a diplomat, right? You're important. He's just like a guy. Like you can't just let a guy in here. This is a high society place.
Well, where would he go? He's,
He can wait with the chicken. He can keep his
Come
chicken
on.
company.
woman person. Would you
Yes?
mind staying with the chicken man?
No, I don't have a mind. I will stay with the chicken. Oh, chickens lay eggs!
Yes! And she just pats his head
Only
and smiles.
female chicken. Never mind.
All right, so reluctantly, the trees begin to part. Oh, okay. Phoenix is back. We're heading into the halls of the Wood King now. They just had to talk through this gate warden guy with a very intense lisp. Oh goodness, I hope everyone's okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
So the
Okay.
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading text chat. Sorry. The tree trunks begin to disentangle in the wall, and they kind of creak and they kind of separate into this arch, and you see inside this wide green hall. It's open to the sky above with walls of trees all around. There are courtiers here. This is where I need to read my notes. There are a couple of tree-looking people who are dancing, kind of just by themselves, just kind of dancing. It's a fairly empty place. There's a few sort of tree-ish looking servants. They're kind of sort of dryadic looking figures. They're sort of humanoid and human sized, but they're made of wood with these kind of leafy features. And you and the villagers are all ushered inside by Gimme, who then closes Big Click Chicken Man and Human Person outside. And as soon as you walk in, what appears to be some sort of servant walks up to you, and she goes, "Oh, hello, your visitors." And her eyes kind of light up when she sees Forger, who I'm putting on spot. And
Yes, we have a delivery for the Wood King.
you're Forger. All right. Who are all of these? And she gestures to the somewhat bedraggled-looking villagers.
Refugees?
Oh goodness, what happened?
There was some sort of monster.
Say no more. We'll take care of them. We have a side hall we can take them to, and they'll be plied with food and drink. Do you all need anything? I'll take that as it. Oh, yes.
No, for now.
Harris Mist. It is an honor. Yes, to see you.
Likewise.
Yes. I will. Yes. Take the villagers now. And Old Man Weaver moves over to the triplets. What do you guys do? Uh-oh, I think my mic's cutting.
No, we can. Oh, we
It's
can
not your
hear
mic.
you.
It was me accidentally on mute.
Okay, I'm
Here,
back. I'm
please-
sorry, I couldn't hear anyone.
Please
No
take
one was
good
talking.
care of those children. They've had a
This is
hard go.
Oh, are you talking to the servant?
Yeah, the one that's taking off with the kids.
Yeah, well, actually, as she's going to take off with the villagers, with all the different villagers, Old Man Weaver moves over to the triplets again. The guy who was like, "Oh, we should throw one away to this monster," and he moves to go with them. What do you guys do? Do you just let him walk off with them? What's your plan?
I'm thinking.
The servant seems to notice the hesitation. Is everything quite all right?
I mean, he's gonna whisper up to Kobo. Say, do you think the kids will be okay with him there, or?
I don't know.
Tilly runs over to you, Kobo, impulsively and just grabs onto you. And she starts crying.
Oh, child, you've had a really, really difficult time.
I don't want to leave you, Kobo. I don't want to go back to Grandpa Weaver.
Oh, I don't blame you. Do you think that we should take Grandpa Weaver with us, or do you think I should go with you?
I don't know. I don't know where we're going.
Well, I know that the servant is taking you to help you get comfortable, help you get some food. I really should
just
be in
don't-
with the king.
Yeah, I just don't leave without me. Don't leave
We
without
will
us.
not. We will not leave here without checking with you. But I think you should probably go with the servant. I think you'll be okay.
Okay, if you're. Oh,
Hey.
yeah. She wipes her eyes. Okay, Kobo. Okay, I trust you. And she goes back to her sisters, and Nilly, the one in the dark jacket, kind of looks at you, kind of side eye, like, and then they just.
So at this point, I'm going to walk over to Old Man. His name is Old Man Weaver, right?
That's correct. He's scowling at you quite intensely.
I'm scowling back.
He cowls a little
You
bit.
don't hurt them. Do
He
I make
starts to,
myself
like-
clear?
She starts shaking. Yeah. Hey, you make yourself clear, you big man. Whatever you want. I'll take real good care of him. I'll look. You can count on me. Yeah.
I think I'd much prefer if you let the servants help take care of her. I just want you to keep your hands off of them. Don't hurt them, okay?
That's all right. You got me. All right. We're cool.
All right.
He just starts. He's sweating profusely, and he walks off with the other villagers as the servant leads them off. And Eris.
Yep.
The bat on your shoulder turns to you and goes, "Well, darling, I think you're going to have to get yourself a new bat. This is where I leave you.
All right.
You can always summon one after you leave
Oh.
this singularly unpleasant place, but I prefer to leave a pair of eyes and ears here, if you take my meaning."
Fair enough. It was nice having you along the trip, and
Yes.
I'll put
It
a
was so
brave
nice.
face on for,
Don't worry, just hold another bat once you leave, and I'll be with you again easily. You know I many places at once, many pairs of eyes, many pairs of ears. Now, if you would be so kind as to create some form of distraction, I will make myself scarce in the treetops.
Let's see. What would do?
Well, darling, it's up to you.
Okay, so she's going to talk to the others, just maybe distract everyone by talking to them, saying, it seems like we all had business with the Wood King and such.
Bat flies away. Do you just kind of leave her hanging?
Hello?
Well, frankly, for me, it doesn't seem like there's I'm really not sure exactly where to go, but this seemed like a good option.
Oh. You were lost?
No, not lost, but well, looking for where to go next. I wasn't sure, but this seemed like a good option. So I was headed here anyway.
The dancing couple, the couple of dryadish looking figures, kind of dance over to you. They're just kind of like waltzing. They don't stop waltzing. They just are waltzing in place. And one turns to you, "Oh, you must be Eris Gale Mist.
Yes.
I'm Lady Thin Blossom, and this is my husband, Lord Croakbottom." "Oh yes, I'm Lord Croakbottom, Lord to the Wood King and President of the Lord Croakbottom fan club. It's a truly great honor to meet you, I suppose." You know the Deep Prince, don't you?
Yes.
I hope that Wood King hasn't married off his daughter to anybody. I hope he's worthy of her.
Oh. I would say so as much that I'm kind of choking up here, Luke. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. "Oh, you would still be with great confidence." And Lady Thin Blossom titters unpleasantly. But of course, there will never be. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to meet visitors to the Wood King. We get so few now. But you know there's never going to be a couple as nice as us, Croakbottom. Oh, of course not. Oh, you know, it's the funniest thing. We've wanted people to join in dancing with us for the longest time. Would you indulge us in a bit of a dance? Sometimes we dance all day and then all night and then all the next day and we don't even notice. It's such a lovely life. Oh, speaking of life, I really do hope that Deep Prince survives. It would be such a shame if he came to the surface and died on the way here. Such a shame.
And she glares daggers.
I've heard he's never even been to the surface before. What a baby. Oh, I hope Luna can handle him. Who are you? I don't know any of you. You, big metal man. Are you the one they were talking about?
I am Forger. I am here.
Oh, what a delightful name!
Yes.
And you're the one! You're the man who made that delightful wedding ring! I heard all about it! Of course, it can't rival the one Croakbottom got for me. Oh, of course not, dear! I spent the whole family fortune on that! Worth every penny!
Can
I think,
I look at the ring
Eris
and
is gonna
see
slip out.
Okay.
Right then and
What was
there.
that?
Sorry.
What was that?
I wanted to look at the ring and see if it's actually worth what they're saying.
Oh, he was talking about his
yeah,
ring.
No, that's what I wanted to see.
Oh, his ring. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I misunderstood. Please roll me investigation, maybe. I'm not sure what would be a good skill to roll for that. I think it's probably investigation.
I have +0.
Okay, no, I
Woo!
need to give you. You know what? Just roll me a d20 and we'll add your proficiency bonus. So it's d20 plus 2. Because you know this stuff. You should know this stuff. Because you're a craft guy.
+2.
You know your thing. What's that?
13.
13. Okay. As far as you can tell, it's quite valuable. It does look like that this guy might have actually sold all of his assets to buy this wedding ring.
It is a fine piece.
Oh yes, isn't it just lovely? I saw it and thought, well, I could do worse. There's a little boy with you. Oh, hello, little boy.
Oh, greetings. Nice to meet
You aren't you just precious? You're just delightful. Look at the little boy, Croak.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Elian Goddard.
Oh, even his name is cute. She doesn't shake your hand. She just ruffles your hair. Oh, it's so wonderful that the Wood King lets almost anyone in here these days.
I look over at him. I never treat any child like that, just so you know, in a whisper.
Oh, and if it isn't Larry the Lizard! Oh!
Honored to meet you, ma'am, as I brace myself for whatever is about to happen next.
Oh! She grabs your hand and it's hers is like, it's wooden, but it's cold as ice, and she's pumping your hand. Oh! It's just such an honor to meet a celebrity such as yourself!
Honored. That's my playing hand. I need it to play the guitar.
Oh, of course, I'm so sorry. Don't interfere with the artist! Oh, yes, the good show, dear. I always said I could do that if I just put my mind to it, but of course I'm so busy running the world. Good show.
Pardon me, but really, we have some important business to attend to.
Are you going to
point
see
us
the Wood
the way to the Wood King, perhaps?
How could we point you the way to the Wood King? Oh, he's so adorable. Did you know that? He's just precious. It's so wonderful to see people, just putting themselves out there. He's out there picking himself up by his bootstraps. But I suppose if you want to see the Wood King, then you'd have to. And then right as she's about to say something actually useful, you see coming out from at the far end of the green, there's another wall of entangled trees. And it parts just enough for this little dwarf jester to walk through it. And then it closes up again. And he looks extremely unhappy. Oh, look, it's Happy McChucklepants! The court jester! You simply must meet him!
Yes, I simply must. I'm sorry for his name.
Oh, yes, he was given that when he was brought here. It's amazing.
Yes, please introduce me. As one entertainer to another, please introduce me to Happy Mr. Chucklepants?
Mick Chucklepants, darling, Mick Chucklepants. And
Quite.
She brings you over, all of you, somehow, over to this advancing jester who just kind of glowers up at you. What? What are you looking at? It's a living!
No judgment from me, young one.
No judgment from me. Yeah, I can feel you judging me, lizard boy. Listen, I'm an artist. Do you understand?
Yes, I'm Larry the Lizard. Trust me, I understand.
Larry the who?
Oh, never mind. Just know I'm another entertainer. What has given you such a sour look on your face today?
What? What's giving me such a sour look on my face? Oh, maybe I try life. It's life, man. What is with this? I haven't even left these trees. You know that I've never left this place. I just do this because it's the one thing I know how to do. Okay? You know what? You want to see me juggle? You want to laugh with the little short guy? He takes out these balls and he starts passive-aggressively juggling them glaring at you. Oh yeah, laugh with the little short guy. Yeah, laugh it up.
You said this guy's a dwarf?
Yes, he's a dwarf jester.
Elliot gets a little chuckle at that.
So I start juggling some of his balls too, and start passing.
Hey, get your own.
All right. No reason to be upset.
What's with these people? What were you gonna say, Forger?
So Forger kind of has a connection to dwarves, and
yes, you do.
Has his background that's connected to them, and he kind of says, "I would never laugh at one of the stout folk."
See, thank you. The metal guy gets it. Hey, bub, I like you. Get over here. What you doing? What you doing in this joint? This place is totally yesterday. You understand? This place is going nowhere. What are you doing here?
He's asking me.
Yeah.
I bring a delivery from the Hammerstand Union for the Wood King.
Oh, you're the delivery boy. I guess you got to see the Wood King then, huh?
Yep.
All right, I'll get you an audience. They're like $1 bazillion. But whatever, I'll just make it happen, because I'm magic, I guess. He just walks back over to that wall of trees, and he forces the trunks apart, and he sticks his head through and goes, Hey, the delivery boy's here! And he closes, okay, he's gonna see you now.
Thank you.
You all going in?
I will head to where I'm supposed to go next, I guess.
I'm going to walk by this guy, giving him a little bit of a shrug.
He just kind of glares at you like he's intimidated, like he thinks you're his replacement. So Eris, you fall.
Unless if there's something that that looks more interesting.
Nope, it's a pretty empty space other than the annoying nobles and the jester.
Oh, she leaves those nobles for sure. I think she was closer towards the door area.
Yeah. Oh, bye-bye, darling! Lady Thin Blossom waves. She does that annoying wave where she waves the hand up and down. And, oh, goodbye, darling!
She just kind of waves her fan. She doesn't even say anything. Just waves her fan in acknowledgement.
Okay, so you're led through the tree wall, and it kind of closes behind you. I can't do a good tree closing sound effect, but that's fine. Thank you. I tried. A couple of dryads kind of come up alongside you on either side with big spears, and they start leading you down this long sort of avenue, right? It's like a hallway, but it's open to the sky above, and there's these impenetrable walls of entangled trunks on either side. And they lead you up to these two massive, giant, ancient, gnarled trees. They look like they're as old as the world. They're these just massive things, and there's all these guards ranged out front. And they go, who seeks an audience with the Wood King?
I believe several of us do.
I just need one name to put on the book.
Forger of the Hammerstand Union.
Ah, yes, I can. That's very good. Very good. You may see him now. And the two trees they slowly part. And the branches disentangle from each other like this woven portcullis, and you walk into the throne hall of the Wood King.
I think as we walk in, Forger's just kind of eyeballing the strange construction. This is not what he's used to.
Yeah, no, it's all organic. It doesn't look like it's been built. It looks like it's been grown. You walk into the throne hall. It's this wide, circular, grassy stretch of space. It's got that same wall of entangled trees all around it, open to the sky. At the far end, you see this massive tree. It looks like the swamp trees that you saw in Knuckledut Swamp, where it's high up on its roots, all arched. And in the bark, in the trunk, there's this bearded, gnarled face. These great, kind of enthroned on the roots, and there's these great bushes of branching hair over his head, like a leafy lawn awning over him, like you'd have over a dais. And as he catches sight of you, his little roots move like a spider's legs, and he kind of moves a little bit closer, and he says, "Come forth. visitors.
Do I
Yeah.
have any history? Maybe I should do a history check. Do I remember any lore? This guy. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, roll history for me, please. Okay, well, you know he's one of the old faces, one of a number of powers who have ruled Gunlow for millennia, basically since anyone can remember. He's immortal. He believes himself to be the true heir, just like the Underqueen, of Nem, the great spirit who made Gunlow a long time ago. This is a lot of information for 14, but you know what? I'm feeling generous. And so him and the Underqueen have been the most legendary rivals for thousands of years. And you know recently that they just engaged their kids to each other to try to consolidate their power because they're both kind of, all of the old faces are getting weaker and having less influence over the world.
And would he
Go
take
ahead.
offense at being called an old face?
No, that's actually what they're officially called.
Greetings, old face. I would like to introduce Forger.
Yes. Kobo Kos and Forger. Forger, I have long anticipated our meeting, and of course I am delighted to see that you have arrived as expected. Once we have finished with this audience, you may step into a side hall where the Princess Luna awaits you, where you may finish your quest personally. I'm sure she would appreciate that. But for the moment, I have called you all here for a purpose. I do not know of all of you, but I know of many of you. Adriel Solaris, descendant of the great Orpheus Solaris. I trust you got my message.
He nods and he's kneeling respectfully.
Oh, sorry. What's that? Oh, you said you kneel respectfully.
Yeah, and he just nods in agreement.
I know much of the fall of your city, True Chandelier. My condolences.
Thank you. And any leads?
You ask of leads, yes. I trust you are looking for your son?
Yes, indeed.
I know of one young Asma of his age in the whole of Gunlow. My sight may be clouded past the crown wood, but trees talk, and I have heard talk. They say he is in the library of the Old Eyes, far to the south and the west of here, on the other side of that wretched land of Saberhang that's ruled by that gross pretender Gorch Ken, that petty mortal who pretends to be of the kingly line. He kind of settles himself and his branches kind of tremble a little bit. It may be your son that is there, at the library of the Old Eyes. I would advise that you seek him if you so desire, though I do not know if you shall find what you wish when you get there.
Thank you. Any other missions you might have?
Do you
for
have
us?
any other questions for me, my loyal subject? As you now are in my lands, I consider you my subject.
Of course. If there's anything else we can accomplish for you, so be it.
He's asking if you have any other questions.
He pulls out the device.
Oh, my mic's out. That's the problem.
No, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, I
back.
can hear
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
didn't know if it was my mic was messing up or his.
Nope.
I'm so
That was my
sorry.
headphones. I apologize. Go right
No,
ahead.
it's cool. He pulls out the device with the around his neck that has the
Yes.
time of his daughter. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Wow, you're good at remembering backstory stuff. What the heck?
I have a hook to name on for your character, so I remember. So you pull out the device around your neck.
My daughter has been, well, she doesn't have much time left.
I am aware of her plight. I am afraid the nature of it eludes me.
I see. Well, thank you, Your Grace. He waits.
I would add one thing,
Mhm.
and that is that if you wish to discover if there is any answer between the mountains and the sea, it would be at the library of the Old Eyes. If you seek an answer to her plight, I would advise that you seek at least the wisdom of the books there, if not the wisdom of the Old Eyes themselves, though they know much even in their neurosis. He turns on his roots to Eris. Eris Gale Mist, long have I anticipated your visit.
It is a pleasure.
Yes, so it is a pleasure. I trust that your queen is keeping well.
She is, and thank you.
Well, that is good to hear. And he turns rather quickly to Kobo and Alien. I know of you both, though I do not know of you well. I believe destiny has brought you here for a purpose of which I shall speak shortly. Well, I will speak now because I haven't read the notes very well. Okay. I have called you. I believe you, even if I did not call you personally, you have been called by the call of destiny. But you, along with all of you, I have called here for a higher purpose, even than the wedding of my daughter. I have seen from a distance your exploits in Knuckledut Swamp. Trees talk, as I said. I have what you might call a quest for you all. I want you to find a way to kill the Ederwither.
So you're
see.
well aware of the Ederwither,
He
I
has
suppose.
sworn in messengers, he has spared victims, he has spared and sent back. And occasionally from the mouth now of his own wretchlings, which he has begun to spawn. He has sworn to devour my daughter and her fiancé before the wedding. I want to ensure the safety of my heir.
I see.
He just kind of looks around at you guys.
Well, we also want to ensure the
Oops, my
safety
mic's
of.
out again.
We
Sorry,
also
go
want
ahead.
to ensure the safety of the villagers we brought with. They were in great peril.
Yes,
Some are
I
already
will.
being tended by your servants.
Yes.
On that note, the old man that came with them is not a kind person, and we believe that the three girls that are with him are better in different
Circumstance.
guardianship.
Yes, I understand entirely.
I have a
Forger,
great
what?
fondness for the children. I do not want to see any more harm come to them. They have already been through much.
Yes, I understand. Well, it should not be said that there is no king anymore in Gunlow. I will see to all of them. Forger, what say you of this issue of guardianship? I trust your judgment.
You said that the old faces were children of Nem
They are like
or
Nem.
heirs.
They're like, he believes himself to be heir of Nem. He's not actually, one of them is a child of Nem, but he's not actually a direct child. He just considers himself the heir of Nem.
How would the rights of Nem view the old faces then?
It depends
they-
on who you ask. They
Are they like
tend to lean,
pretenders or
they tend to lean more towards the last daughter of Nem, who's an old face and who actually is descended from Nem, but simultaneously, not all the rights believe that Nem was a political leader, right? He created the valley, but he left, right? And they tend to lean more towards the old faces in general rather than the mortal powers, who they see are more likely to see as pretenders.
Oh, okay. So the faces at least are like still kind of in the same realm as Nem.
Exactly. They feel like the same sort of thing. Exactly.
Okay, so Forger would consider that for a second and say, a mandate of an old face cannot be ignored.
Your loyalty pleases me. I am glad that you have taken up the quest I offered. There
I
is yet
too will
more I would.
join in the quest. Go ahead.
Thank you, Kobokos. I trust that your loyalty shall serve you well in the new kingdom.
If I may, so speak,
Yes, Elian Goddard.
uh, I as well wish to see the Ederwither gone forever.
Hmm.
It's such a force. Is there any kind of lead at all to how we can do so?
Yes. I apologize for my age gets the better of me. There is a place to begin. The library of which I spoke south and west beyond Saberhang. The library of the old eyes, where of old all knowledge and all lore were kept by the old eyes. If anyone could tell, if any book could tell of the defeat of the Ederwither, it would be one in that library. And that is the direction that I advise you move, should you take up this quest with your fellows.
If I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
my queen and your highness have both faced this
Hmm.
I'm choking on my end. I'm sorry again.
No worries.
I'm just imagine I'm saying the word right because I always mess it up. But
Yeah, no worries.
any advice? Would you?
Hmm. In a manner of speaking, yes, I know the Ederwither. Advice. You speak of advice against a force that I, myself, do not know how to defeat. But yes, I have faced him before. The Ederwither. Be kind. That is my advice. Be kind and be wary of those who are not. That is the advice I shall give you. And you may not
Okay.
understand now, but you may later.
And she just nods and does a curtsy.
He seems actually gratified, like he did not expect that. Um, so he's gonna look around. He's actually gonna turn to you again. He's actually gonna stay on you for a second, Eris, and he goes, "I would ask of you a favor, Lady Gale Mist.
Hmm?
Forger as well. In your travels, if you should take up this great favor I ask of you, I would have another favor to ask. You being two individuals of great rapport. If you would visit the other old faces and persuade them, perhaps with the aid of Mr. Kos, who seems to me a persuasive man, to come to the wedding at Midsummer between my daughter and the Deep Prince. If they do not come, then the marriage will not be seen as legitimate, and there may be war between either ourselves or perhaps others. I do not know.
The
Hmm.
fact that you ask us with this task tells me that you suspect they might hesitate. Can you tell me why?
The old faces for many years were an institution of balance, not of cooperation, if you take my meaning. Me and the Underqueen have fought many wars before we came to this idea of alliance. Hmm. The other old faces have their own squabbles and their own prerogatives. They do not necessarily take kindly to myself or to the Underqueen. But you may begin with the old eyes in that same library. They were of all the most aligned with myself of all the other faces. They were once the judges and the arbitrators before their decline. But yes, they may hesitate. That is why I ask that you would speak to them, and also why I do not send a messenger of my own accord.
Having met the messenger of your own court, I fully understand why you ask this task of me. I will attempt to use every ounce of my persuasive ability to convince them to come see you.
I like you, Kobo. I like you very much. Is there any favor you would ask of me?
Well, my companions here, though only recently acquainted, are quite keen to help how we can. And even though we are new as a party, we would ask for your help and resources in the task that you've set before us.
A very
Guidance.
reasonable request.
Guidance, information, tools, and for the love of all that is holy, help us figure out what to do with Big Cluck Chicken Man.
Yes. I did not know you were with him. If I had known, perhaps I would not have let you in.
Your doorman did not let him in, quite amusingly, I might add.
Yes, well, Gimmy's a great example of how good help is hard to find, but, I do not begrudge him that judgment. Big Cluck Chicken Man is, a certain enigma of sorts. He has been adventuring too long. Yes, Elian, you were going to speak.
If I may so inquire, the trees talk. I understand. And have you heard the trees talk anything of this one who calls themselves human person?
Yes, we would really like to know about him.
I have heard whispers.
Apparently enjoys eggs very much.
Likely not of relevance, but if he were here before me, perhaps I could better answer your question. But it is dangerous for a man to hypothesize from secondhand information. But if the trees are to be believed, he is what you might call scratch paper.
Scratch paper?
Have you ever written, say, a song, Mr. Kos, and you wanted to try this or that, but you did not want to mar the manuscript, so you grabbed a piece of worthless paper and you wrote on it with ink and ink. Perhaps you sketched, perhaps you doodled, but you so blotted it that it became useless and you crumpled it up and threw it away. That, I'm afraid, is human person.
I see. Do you think he raises a risk to us or our traveling companions?
He is, I believe, a risk to no one.
Well, that agrees with my thought. I have more fears he is a risk to himself than anyone else.
He has certainly endured many risks. I would not be... how could I put this? Yes, I would not be... in a pinch, I would hide behind him. It may sound cruel, but I have heard he is quite hearty for so unpossessed figure. As for Big Cluck Chicken Man, my advice would be in the late dialect to Chim.
I have no kind words for that chicken.
I will... Oh, Eris, you were going to speak.
I don't... Out of character, I don't think she was, unless...
Oh, sorry, I just saw your little thingy light up and I got all like, oh, I don't want to talk over. It's fine. That's my bad.
Yeah. Is
Forger...
the prince over here, or is he back home?
The prince is still in the underworld. What were you saying, Forger?
I was gonna ask where the other old eyes or old faces are located, because we got old eyes at the library.
Yes. A fair question. Allow me to recall. One moment. My mind is like many bits of paper floating about. Ah.
How cannibalistic.
A little joke.
I am, after all, what I am, an entertainer.
Well, I do not know if you will need to meet with the Underqueen, as I imagine she will attend the wedding of her own son, but she lives in Knife Hang in the underworld. There are many entrances, but the most famous is the Gates of the Dead behind the Harrowed Hills, where the dead calls. Some of the other old faces, a council of the dead, meet by night to argue in their endless debates. The dead
The dead
calls.
what? Dead
Calls. CALLS calls. As in they're calling.
Oh,
Yeah. They meet in the Harrowing Hills.
okay.
As Old Eyes, of course, as you know, are in the library. The last daughter of Nem would be the other one to visit. She lives far to the east in the highest peaks of the mountains. I have not seen her for many a long year. In addition to these great figures, my fellow spirits, I would ask greatly again, only because I see the staunchness of your hearts and the loyalty therein. I would ask with great hesitation that you would also visit Gorge Ken, the ruler of Saberhang, on your way to that library. He is a filthy pretender, but if he were to attend the wedding, it would lend it legitimacy from the mortal perspective.
Gorge Ken, you said?
Yes, Gorich Ken. I'll put it in chat.
Yeah, if you
Gorich
could type.
Ken. Yeah, a lot of names. A lot of lore this session, guys.
Okay, and they're located.
Gorich Ken is in Saberhang to the south and west, on your way to the library. You can't miss him.
Saber Hand.
Saberhang. I'll put that in chat as well.
Hang.
Yeah.
Saber Hang on way to library. Okay. And that's another invitation you said?
Yes, if you would be so kind as to ask him.
It will be done.
You are a good and faithful servant, Forger. Now, there was this matter of the guardianship of these girls that someone mentioned before we were distracted by higher affairs.
There's actually more than just the 3 girls. We have a rather varied company, in fact, from the village.
Well, the villagers can easily be escorted to safer territory, closer to what they might call civilization. I'm sure they will take the main roads to Whistlewale and be quite safe on their own. I can see them
Yes.
as far as the borders of the Crownwood, which they will be quite safe after that. To go there.
But there is one
Yes.
that might try coming back to her peril.
And this would be. Let me see if I can remember. Yes, Penny Haverdale, the one I believe you speak of who lost her love to the Ederwither.
We don't know if she understands the graveness of the nature. She seemed quite compelled to put her own life at risk to go after him, which seemed to us to be a fool's errand.
Yes, unfortunately, bravery in some may disguise a darker impulse to self-destruction. I will see to it that someone looks after her. I will exert what servants I have. I will see to it that she is brought to some place of peace.
I provided her what counsel I could. I fear she might need more.
Yes, well, I shall do what I can for her. You have my word as your king.
That leaves us with only one minor question. The
Yes.
gatekeeper was also unkind, or shall we say, very disinterested in allowing human person to pass through your entry. But if we leave him with Big Cluck Chicken Man, I fear what might happen. I have no concern of sending that thing back, although I have a funny feeling we'll be seeing him again. But we should do something about human persons so that he does not left in the company of Big Cluck Chicken Man who might influence him to more vile pursuits.
I would be more concerned of him using him as a human shield, but yes.
That is the second time you have mentioned that. I will remember that.
Well, sometimes the strongest things are the weakest. Mr. Coase, I am afraid that I cannot do much for. As far as I know about this individual, there's not much I can do for him. You may take him into your company and look after him as you wish. You may leave him at my court. He would be welcome there, at least by myself, if not by the others, though I doubt he would notice he was not. You are free.
I will defer to my companions, but I believe it is best to bring him along. His situation is intriguing to me, and he also seems to not need too many eggs to keep going.
No.
If he's too much trouble, if he is unsettling to anyone here, would you suggest someone from the underworld see of a place to keep him? If he's too much trouble, if we need
Well, if you take him. Oh, I see. If you need to part him from your company later on, well, I would ask him that. Naturally,
That's
I
fair.
am not acquainted with the underworld.
That is
You appear to not be acquainted with our little fellow either. I have a funny feeling the response you would get is not what you were expecting.
There is still the business of these children. Some of you, I believe Adriel, you raised concerns of their guardianship with this certain old individual. Old Man Weaver, I believe was his name.
Yes, they're not the best guardians. I'd rather them be in good hands.
Well. Yes, Dwango, they're orphans, but they're in the care of their grandfather. Their parents are dead.
Okay, so is Old Man Weaver their grandfather?
That's correct. He's a human, they're half-elves. That's correct.
Think about
Okay,
it this way. He was going to sacrifice them to the monster himself.
Yes, most dishonorable. Well, I, of course, could find them homes, or a home, I should say. My daughter may be interested in taking them into her care. Then, no, of course, yes, you could always ask her, if you so desire. I do not know if Forge ever wanted to present the gift to her alone, but you may, perhaps he would take you along.
I think it's worth at least asking.
Matters not to me. I am just delivering the ring.
Very good. Do any of you have any other questions before we bid our adieus?
Is there anything else we should know about the Ederwither?
The Ederwither.
Ederwither.
Let
Sorry,
me.
I should
Yes.
pronounced it correctly.
It is-
Let's just assume that.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool. Let me see what I can recall. Well, you will find him in a lot of places. Advice. What advice can I give for such vile a creature? Be very wary of him. Do not be foolhardy. He devours many. And there can be no reasoning with him. Not because he is unintelligent, but because he is. Be very wary of him. Do not undertake to fight him until you are certain that you can. And should you defeat him, if you do not discover the secret of how to banish him for good, he will return stronger.
Thank you for your information.
Thank you for your service, loyal subjects. I now bid you, my dearest, of farewells. Forger and company, if you wish to speak with my daughter, she is just in yonder hall. He points to like a side hall in the trees, just off to the left.
Thank you, my lord.
It's much appreciated.
My thanks are to you. So, who's all going into the side hall? You all going?
Raise his hand. I guess who
Okay,
isn't
so-
going?
Right.
Okay,
Forger
so I
did
guess
say that we could
Forger.
come.
I
Yeah.
mean, unless if there's really no other way I need to go.
Nope. All right, you all go there. Okay, you all kind of peel off from the Wood King. He kind of walks back to his end of the clearing. You guys go peel off into this side hall, and you kind of go through this little narrow gap in the trees, and it's this kind of smaller grassy space still open to the sky. There's like a fountain playing here. There's some benches that are kind of grown up out of the dirt. They're like alive, like these living wooden benches. And you see this figure. Let me see if I can remember her what she looks like. Excuse me, one moment. Okay. She looks somewhat dryadish, but in much milder terms. She looks fairly human or elvish, but just with this kind of the slightest hint of woodiness in like her hair and that kind of thing. Just slightly, there's just a plant-like edge to her, and she turns very softly and goes, "Oh, can I help you?"
My lady, I have a delivery for you.
Oh, Forger, I have been expecting you. Please sit. Your
I
companions
will.
may sit as well.
Yeah, I'll come over and sit, and I will present the box with the ring in it.
Thank you very much. This is most kind of you and your union. Extend my thanks to all of those who were involved. And she opens it and she just kind of looks at it and goes, "It's beautiful. Thank you. I
You are
understand
most
that you made
welcome.
it."
I did, didn't I, Luke?
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one of my finest work.
I can see. I would believe that. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Elian is slowly leaning over, looking at the ring.
It's a very nice ring. She closes the box before he can get a very good look at it, though, and she kind of just sequesters it. She kind of stashes it somewhere in her cloak. Well, I was not expecting to meet you accompanied. It's such a pleasure.
Yes, they all insisted on helping me finish the delivery.
Oh, yes. Yes?
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. I'm
Elian
Princess Luna.
Goddard,
Lovely to meet you, Elian Goddard.
from the Goddard family. Friend of the Hammerstand Union.
Yes, I know of your family.
And I am Kobo Kos.
Yes. Oh, yes, You're vaguely familiar. I'm sorry. I can't quite remember who. I've seen you somewhere.
You've probably seen me as Larry the Lizard.
Oh, yes. I always thought that you crafted such sublime work.
Thank you.
It's-
Genuinely.
It's so rare for an artist to embrace simplicity, and yet that is where beauty lies, isn't it?
Quite.
And I don't believe I've ever met an ASMR before.
Pardon, my lady. My name is Adriel Solaris. A pleasure.
Oh, Solaris. Yes, an eminent name. My condolences about True Chandelier. Terribly sorry, terribly regrettable. Um, and Ariscale Mist. Yes, so lovely to see you again.
Likewise, it's a pleasure.
Yes. How was your? Do you call her your mother? The Underqueen. How was she keeping?
She's quite well.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. How's the Deep Prince?
He's doing quite well.
Oh, It's lovely to hear. Lovely to hear. She just blushes ever so slightly, ever so briefly. Anyway, was there anything else I could do for you all? Anything you need?
I was wondering
Um,
if you'd. Oh, go ahead, Elian.
Sorry. How about you go first?
Oh, was that not Elian? I'm so sorry. He's letting you go first. He was just gonna mention the care of the children. Go for it. Yeah.
I will take my best attempt at this. Out of character, I'm a little nervous about this specific conversation. I don't know why.
No.
Okay, here goes.
Oh, don't worry about
cool.
it, man.
You got this. It's all fun.
My lady, I have a very unusual request for you.
Yes.
We have an unexpected need. You see, when we arrived in the village and realized what desperate situation faced them, we took the whole lot of them with us. Even
Yes.
some we now regret taking with. And we have 3 young children that have lived under the care of a grandfather that has not been the best to them.
Yes.
In
Well,
fact,
then, do they have any place to go?
well, he cared so little for them that he was willing to sacrifice one of them for his own skin. I have very little care for this man, but nevertheless,
Understandably so.
we are here with these 3 children who are orphans and need a place to be. They cannot go home, and I do not feel they are safe with this man. Is there
Well,
anything you can do to help us?
I mean, there's a very simple thing I can do. I can take them into my care for the moment. I don't mind. If you
Please
all would
take the
be all
best
right with
care of
that.
them all, especially young Tilly. She's been through a lot.
Yes, I can imagine. The Crownwood is no safe place for individuals these days. They weren't slaves, were they? That's quite a lot of that trade these days.
I would barely call them anything much more than that with how that man treated them. They are
Yes,
good workers, but they've had a hard life.
yes. Well, they will live quite a life of luxury here at the court, I can assure you. Don't worry for them.
Oh, don't let it go to their heads.
Oh, I won't. I won't.
Varys just smiles happily, knowing that they'll have a better life like that.
I think they deserve
Well-
that, honestly. He chuckles.
Oh, sorry. What was that, Phoenix?
Oh, he just says, I think they deserve that after all they've been through. And he
okay.
just chuckles.
Gotcha. Totally.
I must say, of everyone here, they are the ones who are innocent.
Yes. For how long? Unfortunately, for how long? Yes. Well, I shouldn't keep you with my morbid mumblings. You may. I'm sure you're very tired from your journey. You ought to go rest.
We thank you for your kindness.
I thank you for my ring. Thank you again, Forger. Please do take care of yourselves. I'm sure my father has some quite a lofty scheme in mind for you all. He usually does.
That is correct, my lady.
Yes, he had mentioned he was looking for people for it. Be wary of that Gorge Ken. I'm sure he sent you to him. If I were to offer a bit of counter advice, without being within my father's earshot, I would not waste too much time on Gorge Ken. I understand that his presence at the wedding would certainly decrease tensions between those who are loyal to the faces and those who are loyal to the unions, but yes, well,
I will try to be persuasive without letting any says sway me in the wrong direction. How about that?
yes, I would. It's not merely. It's. I do not know how to put it. Just do not be disappointed if you cannot make anything of him, and be very prepared to walk into his house. Not because it is dangerous to you, but it is not a pleasant place.
I see.
There are many
Thank
men
you.
who would make themselves kings who ought not to be. Eris, sorry.
No, don't be. But thank you for taking care of the children. It does
No trouble.
mean a lot.
No trouble at all. I'm sure my father wants some security and airship. So I would do it out of the kindness of my heart, but I am a politician, so there are better reasons to do things, but there are also happy accidents. Farewell.
Thank you very much.
Eris
All right.
just curtsies.
Princess Luna curtsies back because she considers you on the same level as her. All right. So, you guys, I imagine, leave the side hall and go back out to the sort of
Yes.
you're led. Actually, yeah, people come and they lead you out of the hall and the throne hall, the side hall and the throne hall, and they lead you back down that avenue toward the outer hall of the Wood King, where the annoying couple is still dancing and the jester is pouting. Is there anything you guys would like to do before we wrap up?
I wanted to say to Forger
My
real quick.
headphones are out. One second. Okay, I'm back.
I wanted to say to Forger real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Forger, you're from the Hammerstand Union.
More or less.
And quite the craftsman, it appears.
I do try.
Well, it's good to know that you're from a place that I would consider home.
Yes, young master. That is one of the reasons I was sent to check on you.
Oh, the package! I haven't opened it yet. I'm gonna pull out the package and open it
Alrighty.
up.
Okay, I'm going to double check what's in it. I think I remember what's in it, but I'm going to make sure I get this right. Oh, it's not in this file. It's in a different file. Yeah, it's right here. Yes, there are 3 gold pieces inside, as well as a significant quantity of new underwear. Which you open in front of Forger.
Chartreuse knows. She's kind for sure.
It's got E. Goddard written on the bands. And underneath the underwear, there's a portrait of your parents.
Touching.
I'm gonna stare at that for a moment, and then stuff it away. Then put the gold away and stuff the underpants, in a bag and.
All right.
Thank you, Forger, for bringing that.
You are most welcome.
And Guy, you can go ahead and add that stuff to your inventory.
All right, 3 gold pieces, portrait
The underwear and the
pants,
portrait.
and
Yeah.
underwear.
Yeah, and the portrait. Yeah. Oh, you already said that. Anybody else wanted to do anything before we leave off for tonight?
Snicker.
I think Eris might do a little bit of just visual inspection.
Oh yes. What do you just want to check the place out? Like, are you looking for anything in particular, or you just kind of want to get a feel of the place?
Probably casing out the place just silently and.
Okay. Roll me investigation. We'll see what you can see. Okay. Well, with that roll, it's definitely emptier than it's built to be. There's not a lot of people here. A lot of servants, but not a lot of it feels empty. Feels like there aren't as many nobles as there used to be. There's an aura of decay to the place. In spite of all the living, growing things, there's a little bit of a rot to it. You get yeah. I think that's about all you can really get. It feels. I mean, to you, it feels a little sus. But you can't really you can't really put a finger on it. There's only 2 nobles here. There's a jester who hates his job. It feels like a kind of washed up kind of place to you.
Mhm. Like, definitely more emptier than, like, back in the underworld.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely more used to the hustle and bustle of the underworld. Well, I think we'll probably leave your interaction with the villagers for next session, so I think we're going to call it there, unless anybody else had something they wanted to do.
I mean, heckle a jester, but no, not tonight.
We're typing woo.
Does do I see the jester juggling again?
Yeah, not very not very merrily.
Yeah, just while he's juggling, one of the balls is suddenly not going to come back down.
With the,
And
hey, who's doing that?
Spectral hand holding it above him.
Guys, this is not funny! He storms off towards Lady Thin Blossom and Lord Croakbottom. You guys think you're hilarious! Yeah, it's really funny the 12th time.
Oh, the 12th time?
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. I've been really out of it all night, so I hope it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my mic just went out.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
fun game. That was some fun roleplay.
Yeah, it was a
For
much more
sure.
roleplay kind of thing. I didn't have any combat prepped. I was really tired and I did not read my notes very well, and they were also a little more complicated than they should have been. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. You guys have gotten the big quest now.
Yay!
Yeah,
Quest.
which I'm glad none of you guys were like, no, we're not doing the quest. I'm glad everyone was like, yeah, we're doing this. We're totally on board. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's always nice playing with you guys. I'm glad I was able to do
We're
this.
an adventuring group now.
Yep, you guys will have to come up with a party name.
Eris is just reluctantly joining because she doesn't want to get on the bad side of anyone right now.
For the record, I find it really funny. I made Human Person as a joke, and I made Big Cluck Chicken Man to be the party aide. And I find it very funny that he's gonna get ditched because he's super annoying. And you guys are totally gonna go with Human Person.
Yep. Human
So we
Person
swapped the rules on you?
Yeah, that's fun. I like that. I'm
There's
glad
just
Human
an
Person's
air of
taking.
innocence to Human Person.
Yeah, he's fun.
Well, the funny thing is that I apologize if my outburst at the last campaign caused you to have to change this because it sounds like you were going to have him accompany us, and then I made this big stink out of it.
No, I love that. I totally love that because okay, this is it's collaborative storytelling. So what I love is that you got really annoyed by Big Cluck Chicken Man in character. And I loved that because then I fed off that and I got to play into that. It's kind of the yes and thing where it's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, he is going to be annoying. I like that. And yeah, no, that's what this is all about. I love
it's
that
fun.
stuff.
Love that stuff too.
I am kind of happy that we have Human Person with us, although the whole bit about him being Operation Human Shield is a little bit dark.
Yeah, there's a backstory there. There is a backstory there. I forgot there was one in the first session I ran, so I winged it, and then I went back and read it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what he is. And then I've kind of expanded off that a little bit. But yeah, there's a total backstory to there now. I guess I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for playing. This is always really fun.
Thank you. It was such a blast.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
I'm glad
This
to hear
was
you
very
guys all.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys all had fun. That was our first session without combat. It's weird. This is the first time I've played D&D and missed combat. Because the combat's actually is really fun to run. So yeah, but it was still fun though, and I wanted to give you guys a respite because this is not a place where it made sense for you to be attacked. This is one of the safer places in the world.
Oh,
so
you
yeah.
gave our character a respite. This was definitely stretching me as a, as a player.
Yeah,
Well, this is really my very first ongoing long duration campaign that I'm invested in. I had been invited in one where I didn't really have a character I quite gelled with, and we did the 2-shot, and that was the first time I actually played D&D and kind of got it.
Right.
So,
the magic moment.
Yeah. So this is my first actual campaign where it's not just a couple of weeks. I mean, how long do you expect this campaign to go on? By the way, what's your goal?
Well, there is an end goal to it. We'll see how long it runs. It'll probably be a while, knowing how slow I tend to run. But yeah, a fair few sessions. It should be. I mean, campaigns can run for years. I don't think it's going to be that long, but it should be a while because
Okay.
yeah, you guys got to figure out the quest. We just started.
Yeah.
Key DM phrase there. I don't think it's going to be that long.
Yeah. I am a little. Of everything said tonight, that is by far the most sus. But
Yeah.
but I can't imagine having a much better DM. In fact, you and Dan have shown me that what a good DM can be.
Aw, well, thank you, man. That really means a lot. I am not very secure in my DMing skills, as you have all seen, between memory loss and brain fog and stuff.
Fantastic. Your
Thank
voice
you.
acting and your in-character aspects are really engaging and fun.
Well, thank you. That's where my skills lie. I really appreciate it. I'm actually some guy tapped me to do like a minor role animated thing he's doing on YouTube, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, thank you. It really means a lot to hear that, because I kind of put myself down a lot, so I really appreciate that, man. And you're doing great too, for the record. This is your first campaign. You're knocking it out of the park.
Well, thank you. I'm trying the best I can. I'm still working on separating my voice and my character's voice and my attitude and my character's attitude.
Yeah, it's all about what you say and how you say it. I do all these fancy voices, but that's just me, and I would do that whether or not I meant to. I've been doing that my whole life. That's not. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have a special thing you do. Just it's more about what they would say and how and what they would do. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a fantastic DM. I am going to let you hop off. I've got a whole lot to clean up.